Northeast for an incredible show. We're 33 minutes here in the 1 o'clock hour, bringing in some guests. I got Rob and Riley here to talk about Sober Sessions. They are also with Recovery Unplugged. How are you guys doing today?
Doing awesome.
All right, man. We're grateful to have you here, and we're getting excited for the event. It's going to be happening this Friday night. Sober Sessions featuring Ron Pope, King Lazy Eye, and Ian Flanagan. It's going to be out at Marathon Music Works. Doors are at 6. Show starts at 7 o'clock. This is an all-ages event. And Rob, I first actually got to meet you at a Nashville Sunday night. You had the table set up, and you were telling people about Recovery Unplugged. That spoke to my heart. Someone who's been in recovery for over 12 years now. So I'm
awesome,
grateful to have you on the show today. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys do and why you do it.
Yeah. So we actually met over Mike Miz, that one of the best singer-songwriter / guitar players that
so good
I love personally. We've actually both got sober in the same area in the Northeast.
Nice.
And he actually comes and plays at our Nashville facility for the clients when he's not touring, pretty much. And he is by far one of my favorite artists that comes in there and plays, and he's just lights out. Man, you know what I mean?
I agree.
And like, you know how good he is of a guitar player.
He is, yeah. He's a guitar player's guitar player.
Yes, you got it. You got it. And being a musician myself for the past 20 plus years, like, recovery and music are very close to my heart. And started working with Recovery Unplugged a couple years ago, and met this guy, Riley, over just, a couple of honestly funny text message conversations, and realized that we both had the same drive to help as many people as possible. And with my background, a lot of music, and Riley's background with working in treatment and also being in recovery himself, we have just been full speed ahead, trying to just impact as many people as possible with music. And Sober Sessions coming up this Friday is the first of a couple of concert series that we have coming up throughout the course of this year. But we are super, super stoked to be hosting at Marathon and doing, like, the artists are incredible. So I'm just really excited about it.
Yeah, some great acts. And I know you did it last year, too. A year ago, you were out at Riverside Revival. Yeah. And that's a smaller spot there. It's an intimate, beautiful setting. Marathon Music Works. That's the next level.
Yeah, and I think, 6 years ago, backstory. I had this idea that I got sober at 19, and I was terrified that my life was over. I was never going to have fun again. I was destined to be miserable, and I realized really quickly that that was absolutely not the case. And so I've got a little over 12 years myself, just like you, and had this idea that maybe music could be what showed people that they could have fun. And so we did it in this little bitty coffee shop over by Opryland Hotel, and there was like 15 people in the coffee shop. I think 3 of them were there for Sober Sessions, the other 12 were there for coffee. So fast forward to where we are 6 years later, and we should have a little over 2,000 people in Marathon Music Works on Friday night, just coming together to experience community and to see that drugs and alcohol don't have to be the centerpiece of your evening, of the event, of music. Music can be the centerpiece all over again, the way that it should be.
Man, I love that, and I feel like it's one of these things where it's great to try and connect the dots, because there's so many people who've gone through or are in recovery, trying to live this sober life, and they're connecting them all together. That's really exciting for me, and I imagine that when these people get together, they're having so much fun too, and the community gets to
and they can remember the show the next day.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I've got Rob and Riley here in the studio, and they're putting on Sober Sessions out at Marathon Music Works this Friday night. Got Ron Pope, King Lazy Eye, Ian Flanagan. Doors are at 6. Show starts at 7. It's an all-ages event with tickets and info at marathonmusicworks.com. You're also with Recovery Unplugged. So tell us about what Recovery Unplugged does, because when I was kind of reading about it, I mean, my first thought is, people dealing with drug and alcohol addiction, but there's a little bit more that they do there too.
Yeah. It's this philosophy that music is our medicine. And music speaks when words fail. And so what we do in a treatment setting, whether somebody's struggling with addiction or mental health challenges, and I think you'd be hard-pressed nowadays to meet a single human being that hasn't struggled with some form of mental health. And then you can't meet anybody today whose life hasn't been directly or indirectly affected by addiction. And so what we do is we bring people in, we get them off of whatever they're struggling with, if it's an addiction challenge, give them the medicine that they need to get to that baseline, get stable, give them some tools to be able to go back out into the real world and be that mother, that father, that son, that uncle that they desperately want to be. Something just got in the way. And then outside of that, the mental health component, we want people to be comfortable in their own skin again. And that's something that has become much more commonplace to talk about. I know there's been tons of transition in the behavioral health care landscape in the past 6 years, but the one big one is it's okay to not be okay, but there absolutely is a way to become okay. And that's one of my favorite taglines, because I struggle with being okay, not being okay. I'm a big dude. I like to be tough. I think I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I know that's
he
not
is
the case
10 foot
today.
tall.
Well, no. But the reality is, when guys like me, when guys like you take a step back and say, you know what? Maybe I should get a little help for this. It allows other people to do the same thing.
And that has been a wonderful thing as of recent times, where it's become okay to say you're not okay. Mm-hmm. And that certainly wasn't always the case, and especially when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. The things that were yelled at you were kind of the opposite of that. And to feel good, that resonates so much with me. We're talking about feeling comfortable in your own skin. Yeah. That if you're not, you could be. Yep. So you know, those are things you need to ask yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. RecoveryUnplugged.com, and I know that there's services right here in Nashville.
Yep, literally 15 minutes from where we are right now, but Brentwood is technically where the facility is, and then I've got 12 others across the nation that we're serving and supporting people in. But really, and you also can access care from the comfort of your own home with our telehealth option, which has been just a revelation for people that don't live in Nashville like we do, the three of us.
Yeah.
You can live in Martin, Tennessee, or Kingsport, Tennessee, and get Nashville-level health care from wherever you are.
That's awesome. Well, we're excited about the show this Friday. While I got him hanging out here, I want to play one of my favorite Ron Pope songs. He is going to be playing out at Marathon Music Works this Friday night. You can get tickets and info at marathonmusicworks.com. It'll be Ron Pope, King Lazy Eye, and Ian Flanagan. Doors are at 6. Show starts at 7. All ages event, and a very special event. This is a high-energy live music experience built for music lovers who want a powerful night without the alcohol. So let's take a listen here to a fave from Ron Pope. It's Hell or High Water on Lightning 100.
Well, the seasons keep coming and my days they grow shorter every
Lightning 100. He is so good. That is Ron Pope. Hell or high water. We're going to get to see him this Friday night. We hope you'll join us for Sober Sessions. Ron Pope, King Lazy Eye, Ian Flanagan. It is an all-ages event with tickets and info at marathonmusicworks.com. Doors at 6, show starts at 7. And I've got Rob and Riley who are putting on the Sober Sessions for us this Friday night, hanging out with me in the studio. They also work at Recovery Unplugged. And, let's talk a little bit about, the mission of Recovery Unplugged and this event in particular, the Sober Sessions. I imagine some people probably tuned in just during that song and they didn't hear, what some of the things we said. So let's talk about the mission.
Sure. I think for me, it truthfully comes down to I want to make as big of a dent in this planet as I can while I'm here. And the way that I do that is by bringing people together and allowing them to see what life can look like without booze and drugs at the center of it. And that mission has brought us to this place where we are now. Last year, we had a little over 25,000 people come to Sober Session shows across the nation. This year, the goal is to hopefully double that.
Wow.
So, and it's a passion project. We turned it into a 501c3 nonprofit where every single penny that we get from these shows, so every ticket purchased, every shirt bought, is going to immediately go towards putting somebody that's struggling with addiction or mental health challenges directly into treatment, into a sober living or a safe housing environment when they get out of treatment. One of the coolest things Rob and I have gotten to do is pay for the first 3 months of a single mom who just got her kids back, that just got her life back together after getting sober. And there's just nothing like being able to watch somebody begin to become the human being that they're meant to be. And so that's what this mission really is about. And Rob's he's my music guy. He's the heart and soul of this entire movement. So I got to let him share a little bit about what it means to him.
Yeah, I would say I've been clean a little over 13 years. I've worked in treatment for 7+ years. I will honestly say the odds are against addicts and alcoholics or anyone that struggles, right? I was just thinking about, I saw a guy this past weekend, and he was in Austin for, the show that we went out there to go see and be a part of. And he had 2 years clean. And this guy, I'm not even kidding, he should not be alive. He should not be here. That's something that we get fairly acquitted to, is that we just go hey, listen, the odds are against you. You get used to hearing that, I guess, a lot. And when I saw him enjoying music at a show and just breathing, you know what I mean? And happy, that's what it's about for me. I believe that this Friday is a room full of people that have been given a second chance that may or may not should be here, all singing and not thinking about obsessing about getting high or drinking or just feeling connected. That's my why and why I do it. And there's no drug on this planet that beats that feeling. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Man, I want to say thanks to you guys for doing this, because this is awesome. I mean, it's just, as we know, you're out there showing that you can have fun without the drugs and alcohol, right?
Yeah.
But most people don't have that message in their head. It's been kind of pounded into their head, the exact opposite thing.
Yeah, we live in Nashville, right? What does everybody come to Nashville for? Right. They come to Nashville for Broadway, and some awesome live music. Well, what if you could have the awesome live music without the Broadway attached to it? And that's really the thing that we've been able to build. And for me, it all started with, I want to do really cool stuff with my friends. And that's exactly what Sober Sessions allows me to do, and create a whole bunch of new friends while we're doing it, and people that just show up so they can be a part of.
Yeah, 100%. I also wanted to give a shout out to Marathon as well, because the whole venue for the course of that night will be sober. So we have people that, could have a couple days sober. They could have a couple years sober. It could not be in sobriety, whatever the case may be. Like, the marathon is being awesome with providing that atmosphere for people coming out to that show, to make them feel safe, right? Like, that is like our most important thing, is to make people feel safe when they come out and, you know, be a part of that community. And I think that's super awesome that they're willing to do that.
For sure. I mean, because when you're first getting sober and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go to a show, and it's stressful. You're not, you know.
100%. I was like, my life's done. You know what I mean? Like, that was my life
I know exactly. Yes.
for so many years. And I think it's super cool that we get to provide that opportunity for people to be like, hey, listen, like, your life's just getting started now, you know? I feel like that's super cool to be in that position.
For sure. Well, everyone is invited. Come out, have some fun with us. MarathonMusicWorks.com. You can go ahead and get your tickets. And if Recovery Unplugged has spoke to you, or you think someone you know could benefit from them, you can find out about them over at recoveryunplugged.com. And I imagine, just like I did out at Nashville Sunday night when I saw your table and went over and talked to you, you're going to have a table here at this show as well.
Yeah, we actually have we've got just over 10 sponsors that are going to be there that are providing services to the community, and then a couple of larger sponsors that want to be a part of this mission, the biggest one being Kipu Health. So just people that were willing to put their money where their mouth was, and not just talk about it, but be about it and create this experience. So if you do have questions, this is a phenomenal place to be able to come and find some resources and some people that can point you in the right direction.
I heard you mention merch, and you've got this cool shirt on. Is this part of your merch?
Actually, let me tell you about this shirt. So, support sober musicians. Rob initially shows me this thing, and I'm like, yeah, actually, you know what? I get it. Like, you can show support, which is important. You got the sober piece. You're supporting sobriety. You're supporting musicians. Like, this makes sense. Well, let me tell you, I've worn this shirt. I've had it for, I don't know, a little over a month, and I'll tell myself I'll wear it like 3-4 days a week. I've got 2 though, so I wash them. It's not weird. But when I wear this thing out, it never fails that I get stopped by, at a bare minimum, one person asking, hey, where can I buy one of those? Because it does communicate so powerfully 3 totally separate messages. And it's one of the most fun things to wear, because it always starts a conversation, because music is a universal language.
Where can I get one online?
Ooh, sobersessions.com.
It'll be ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Sobersessions.com.
I will say, if you want to get one quicker, come to the show on Friday.
Yes.
And buy one there.
Got
It'll be limited edition just for that show.
Yeah, you're right, Rob.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to do it in person. MarathonMusicWorks.com. Get those tickets in advance. And Rob and Riley, thank you so much for coming in today, sharing your message. We love what you're doing. Keep doing it. It's where recovery, mental health, and culture can coexist without compromise. They're proving you don't lose the music when you choose recovery. You gain a room, a community, and a night you'll actually remember. Join us this Friday. Marathon Music Works, doors at 6, show starts at 7, all ages event. Ron Pope, King Lazy Eye, and Ian Flanagan. It's the Sober Sessions, and we'll see you there.
300 bands entered, and now 32 remain in Nashville's premier music discovery showdown, Lightning 100's Music City Mayhem. Tonight, starting at 5 p.m., join us for a special edition of the 615 as we reveal this year's contenders. The road to the crown starts here, and your next favorite band could be in the mix.